Is there anything more frustrating than seeing a star player, fresh off a monster contract, suddenly sidelined by injury, leaving everyone wondering if they'll ever be the same? Imagine the agony, the sheer exasperation of a fan base watching their team's Super Bowl window potentially shrink while a key piece struggles to even get back on the field. That's the bitter pill the San Francisco 49ers are swallowing, and it has us asking, can Brandon Aiyuk, after signing a record-breaking deal and then suffering a catastrophic injury, truly prove he's worth the hype in 2025? From pinnacle to proving ground, Aiyuk's staggering fall, and the road ahead. The 2024 season was nothing short of a disaster for the San Francisco 49ers. Riddled with injuries, their once dominant roster limped to a dismal 6-11 record, finishing dead last in the NFC West. It was a humiliating collapse for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. As the 49ers look to bounce back in 2025, many players will be fighting to regain their footing, but none face a more critical proving ground than wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Just months after agreeing to a massive 4-year, $120 million extension that made him one of the NFL's highest-paid wideouts, Aiyuk's 2024 campaign was brutally cut short in Week 7. A devastating ACL and MCL tear against the Kansas City Chiefs abruptly ended his season and cast a long, dark shadow over his future. Now, with reports suggesting he might not be ready for training camp or even the start of the regular season, the spotlight on Aiyuk is intensified. Can he justify that gargantuan contract, or will his name become synonymous with a deal that went sideways? The Bleacher Report bombshell and PFF's potent proposition. The immediate aftermath of Aiyuk's injury saw his contract scrutinized with a vengeance. Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report didn't mince words, labeling Aiyuk's $120 million deal as one of the worst contracts in the entire NFL. While a significant portion of that critique stemmed from the unfortunate timing of his injury, the numbers Aiyuk put up before going down also fueled the fire. A meager 25 receptions for 374 yards and 0 touchdowns in 7 games. For a player pulling in $30 million a year, that simply doesn't cut it. Now, as we look to 2025, the conversation shifts from worst contract to most approved. Pro Football Focus, a respected authority in player analytics, recently named Aiyuk as the 5th highest player with the most approved in 2025. This isn't just about recovering from an injury. It's about proving that his spectacular 2023 season wasn't an anomaly, but rather the true benchmark of his talent. PFF's analysis highlights a crucial point. Aiyuk's 2023 campaign was undeniably elite. He earned a remarkable 91.5 overall PFF grade, ranking him as the second-best wide receiver in the league. That kind of performance solidifies a player as a legitimate WR1. He had consistently been a top 30 receiver in his first 3 seasons, but 2023 saw him elevate his game to a whole new stratosphere. Then came 2024. His start was, frankly, uninspiring, and then the injury hit. His PFF grade dropped to 74.6, placing him 33rd among 133 qualified wide receivers. It's a steep decline from second overall. As PFF eloquently puts it, the 49ers have an aging roster, and their Super Bowl window appears to be slowly closing, so the team needs Aiyuk to show he can get back to that level again in 2025. The clock is ticking, not just for Aiyuk, but for the entire 49ers franchise. The road to recovery, optimism, reality, and the Aiyuk enigma. Despite the sobering statistical dip and the PFF ranking, there's a glimmer of optimism emanating from a 49ers front office. General Manager John Lynch remains steadfastly positive about Aiyuk's recovery. Brandon is doing an incredible job in his return. Lynch stated recently on the Pat McAfee show, "These guys who are incredibly skilled athletes tend to recover much faster. It's amazing how well he's recovering and dedicating himself. We're proud of Brandon and look forward to him being a part of this team going forward." Lynch's words paint a picture of a dedicated athlete pushing through rehabilitation, but the reality of an ACL and MCL tear is harsh. While it's certainly possible that Aiyuk was on the verge of finding his rhythm in 2024 before the injury struck, expecting him to immediately return to his 2023 form after such a severe setback is a significant ask. The human body, even an elite athletic one, needs time. It's highly probable that Aiyuk will miss a significant chunk of the 2025 season, making a full bounce-back year as envisioned by PFF a difficult proposition. Realistically, 2026 might be a more sensible timeline for Aiyuk to truly return to his previous dominant form. However, even a partial return in 2025 would undoubtedly provide a much-needed boost to the 49ers' offense. The shifting sands of the NFC West and the Super Bowl window. The stakes for Aiyuk and the 49ers couldn't be higher. Their Super Bowl window, once wide open, is perceived to be closing. With an aging roster, every piece needs to contribute optimally. If the 49ers can overcome their recent injury woes and Aiyuk, even if not at 100%, can provide a spark, it could be enough to reclaim a wide-open NFC West. The division, after their 2024 collapse, is suddenly up for grabs. Aiyuk's performance in 2025 won't just define his individual comeback, it could very well dictate the trajectory of the 49ers' immediate future. Can he silence the doubters and prove that his $120 million contract was a visionary investment, not a regrettable gamble? Can he become the beacon of hope for a franchise desperate to return to Super Bowl contention? The fate of the 49ers, and perhaps a massive chunk of their cap space, rests on Brandon Aiyuk's shoulders. What do you think? Will Aiyuk defy the odds and have a remarkable comeback year in 2025, or is 2026 a more realistic timeline for his true return to form? Let us know your predictions in the comments below, and if you're as gripped by this story as we are, hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive insights.